Dad is working late at the construction site? He said this morning he may have to. He'll call when he knows for sure. Hello?
Yes, Janet, listen. Tell Mom and Dad I won't be home till like sometime this evening.
Okay, what's up?
Wow, check it out. Mr. Dakar, he talked to me after gym class this morning, and he asked me if I could stay after school this afternoon to give another presentation of the treatise, the one I gave to the biology class. He said, he told me he'll have people from faculty there, from the math, English, philosophy, and science departments of Longinus
Wow.
in attendance. I know. Descartes told me Miss Wattels was totally impressed with my presentation.
Well, it's those last two picture graphs in your treatise that are literally, definitely, they're out of this world.
Yep, I'll have to concur with you on that one, Jan. Rockin' 'em.
Yep.
Okay, class. Today we'll be having another student presentation, this time from Kurt Soldier. The semester ends in a few weeks, so if you want to receive extra credit consideration for your presentation this semester, let me know so I can schedule you for class time. Kurt has a lot of material to bring to your attention now, so if everyone can hold their questions for later, there should be time for discussion after he's finished. Kurt, if you're ready then.
Biology is fascinating, isn't it? I mean, the living animate object. So many different types of life forms on Earth, and I've always found interest to read and to watch the idiosyncratics of still another type of life crawling or flying around. So when Miss Wittels announced these extra credit presentations, I thought I'd be a little more diligent pondering a question I've had for some time. What constitutes something to be called alive or not? The several different answers I'd found within books at the library made the question seem just a tad bit too trite. I mean, a volcano is alive if the lava flow reproduces itself? Or Niagara Falls is alive if the water flowing over its cliffs reproduces itself? A cloud in the sky is alive if it can reproduce itself? Any type of thing that is able to store and manipulate energy can also be considered to be alive? Well, yeah, in a sense, all those things are alive. What is it in actuality that is specific to biological life and causing it to be so unique? I went up and down and all around in thought until one day I began to focus upon the neural and cognitive realms of animals and to realize a treasure trove of what I refer to now as entities, entities of the mind. Starting with these first two parameters of pain and joy upon this Cartesian graph, I will eventually lead up to and make references to every known form of life on Earth, starting from the one-celled animals and on to humans. Think of the animals in this first graph grouping the single-celled organisms such as plankton, bacteria, and viruses. Biological systems causing senses of pain and joy appear to be ubiquitous, not just within one-celled animals, but within the cells of organs of most all animals. Now, the words pain and joy are words one utilizes when referring to life forms possessing a nervous system. All other forms of life without a nervous system, I would be more correct utilizing words such as stress and symbiotic relationships. These words and phrases, and others I'll bring up in a moment, are interchangeable depending on the context. Are you talking about a large animal like a pterodactyl, a pterosaur, or some type of living thing that can only be seen under a microscope?
Question. Sure, pain and joy do things to cause behaviors with the animals possessing a nervous system. Okay, sure. And now, just now thinking about it, a plant or a microscopic bug is stressed when a lot of volcanic ash and heat begins to surround them for a length of time. Yeah, okay, that's pain. And when an algae bloom forms, it must be an awfully joyful environment for those one-celled microscopic bugs to float into and be inside of at the moment. Okay, okay. Pain and joy are generic terms. That's what you're saying.
Symbiotic relationships, by definition, has both animals in some way benefiting metabolically by the association. But how do you know all animals in a symbiotic relationship are now happier or joyful, as you say, this way than the way they were before? Well, I suppose after seeing enough videos and reading enough books about these symbiotic animals, I psychoanalyze their situation and to imagine what their disposition must be, or is. Like the fascination the koala has for eucalyptus. It isn't symbiotic here with the koala and eucalyptus, though I can't help but imagine the koala sure does seem to enjoy the stuff. Same with the panda and bamboo. Uh, they both just behave like they really enjoy the stuff, don't they? It's all they eat. It's a simple observation of mine, I suppose, like as if I'm watching them while they're eating a bag of popcorn, and I just know that they enjoy eating a bag of popcorn at the moment. Just an observation and then simple inductive thought. I mean, they're not like acting frantic or hysterical after being stung by a bee while eating the popcorn, right? Suppose, interrupting, class, I'll simply ask all of you now to hold your questions until later. It's important you follow the train of thought. Trust me, you are in for a treat at the conclusion of this presentation. Kurt has rendered the final Cartesian graphs into a novel and a most spectacular perspective. Rene Descartes would be proud, I'm sure. Wow, thanks for saying that, Miss Wittels. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I want you to think of these entities of pain and joy, stress and symbiosis, as both signals and the responses or behaviors of an animal as it attempts to maintain homeostasis. I don't totally understand this biology of homeostasis, so I can't delve into it too deep. But I'm almost positive the only reason why the biochemical systems of pain and joy exist within animals in the first place is to signal that the homeostatic state is being altered in some way at the moment. There is a link, and this link I can't totally explain at the moment. Let me just leave it at that. And I will. I'll listen to your thoughts later when we have more time, okay? Okay. Now I draw a perpendicular axis intersecting the pain-joy axis. From the simple one-celled animals with their internal organelles and metabolic systems maintaining the state of homeostasis within themselves, now with this axial line, I'll introduce and categorize all the other type of animals, that is, those animals possessing a neural capacity. I want to have these neural entities' preservation and debilitation to describe animals with capacities to sense more things and also to manipulate more things within their environment. Animals in possession of a nervous system are more robust, with eyes to see, ears to hear, a nose to smell, and other sense organs, all simply to further maintain and govern the homeostatic state. You know, the tadpole has only a single genetically created ambulatory capacity, its fin, used to disrupt any type of perceived painful or threatening stimulus by swimming away and fleeing. Tadpoles possess no debilitating capacities, though bees, jellyfish, and ants are genetically endowed with physical apparatuses and a mindset to sting or bite perceived and interpreted threats. There are so many animals and plant species and behaviors within this second class of animals, but to further differentiate one from the other, I'd prefer not to at this time. I want to move on. Again, a genetic code creates a more sophisticated neural capacity than the previous preservation debilitation class of animals. The brains of these type of animals have the capacity to bring a state of cognition unto themselves, in conjunction with whatever behaviors are also wrought to them through instinct. You know, beavers build lodges, birds their nests, the spider constructs an intricate web design. Animals of this class have an even more sophisticated nervous system for the gathering of information about the environment and then to respond to whatever painful and or joyful condition it perceives is within the environment. Remember that all these genetically created nervous systems exist only to further maintain the physical metabolic constitution of the animal within the bounds of homeostasis. And again, way too many animals with their unique sensory and behavioral characteristics for me to make mention of now. The genetic code which built our human nervous system has enabled us with a capacity to realize ideal concepts of construction and destruction. That is to say, to realize the life and death of ourselves and other objects. When I say ideal concepts of life and death, I imply utilization of these two entities as mental constructs which we then act upon. We bury our dead and we celebrate birthdays. These life and death entities make us behave in certain ways. Most all other animals probably are only, I don't know, I'll just say other animals only perhaps fear the pain that may occur when a threatening and deathly event is perceived. And the ideal concept of life to all the other non-human animals may simply be a void of the complex mental concepts we humans possess and call to mind. Non-human animals probably do not have a capacity to generate such complex building blocks of thought similar to our human thoughts and language. They have feelings and emotions, but their brains cannot Their brains cannot cook up those feelings and emotions into complex thought. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
The languages of certain animal species would be a measure of their capacity to generate simple or complex concepts and then express into thoughts through sounds and behavior, I suppose.
Yes, to us humans, the ideal concepts of life and death trigger the mind of the sage and the hapless soul to ponder both the nobler and the diabolical type of thoughts. Constitutions and laws are pondered and administered, war is thought of and prosecuted, and God is thought of as a perpetual and unending life concept, forming a balance in the mind to that unending permanency and the gloom and doom entities of thought with death.
I want to now transform all the previous two-dimensional graphs I've described so far and into a single three-dimensional Cartesian graph. Doing so with the two axes, what I call introversion and extroversion. And with this three-dimensional Cartesian graph, I am now able to utilize 8 quadrants instead of only the 4 quadrants from a two-dimensional graph. Half of the 8 quadrants of this 3D Cartesian represent the introversion domain pertaining to all of the entities generated within the mind of an animal. The 4 remaining quadrants belong to the extroversion domain and pertain to any type of behavioral responses of an animal within its environment.
I define these 4 quadrants of introversion as that volume of space inside an animal's brain. Let me define the concept of introversion this way. Everyone simply close one eye and now focus towards me for a moment or two. And then, as best you can, refocus to clarity upon your nose to the side of your face. Okay, now again, refocus upon me for another moment or two. Perhaps look around the classroom for a spell and then return your focused, single eyesight and attention back towards your nose. And now go farther back and inside to that dark area that is behind your nose. This dark area you have now entered inside of and situated your focus of attention upon. This area is what I refer to as introversion. And it is a physical space within this universe, is it not? It's a place no one else or no other thing beside you can go inside of. You are all alone inside this realm of introversion. And I'm at a loss for words now, simply describing yours and my existence now at this moment as some neurologically created thing in the back of your eyes. These 4 quadrants of introversion, though, they represent where all the entities I've discussed so far have and will occur inside the mind. Everyone still with me now? Okay. Our DNA molecules created a plethora of nerves of different sorts and scattered them to different places throughout our body so that different types of environmental stimulus can be transmitted to that thing in the back of your eyes. You can feel your fingertips typing out a message on your cell phone. This center realm represents where your thing in the back of your eyes receives signals and the sense that your feet are cold. Your tongue signals the sense of the bitterness of dark chocolate. Signals are transmitted, and you can actually feel your hair hurts.
That was funny. So funny, I forgot to laugh.
Okay. So all the neural extensions extruding from a brain to the outer appendages of an animal's body define what this juncture, this center realm here of 6 axes, is all about. And now, extroversion will be defined as the realm where every other thing outside of the introversion mind realm exists. From microbiota on your skin out onto the farthest distances of space and time within this universe. All this realm of entities defines the 4 quadrants of extroversion. And now, when I join 2 of these thingamajingers together, an interesting perspective presents itself. Take a moment, 10, 15 seconds or so, to fathom what is contained within each of these 16 quadrants and how each quadrant melds to each adjacent quadrant. So I have discovered a range of parameters from all animal life on this good earth of ours, and then mapped these entities, these parameters, to a domain represented by these Cartesian graphs. The complete metaphysical reality transcribed into a mathematical framework. Look at what I discovered. Pretty cool, huh? Each one of these 2 thingamajinger graphs, when joined together like this, convey a social event, perhaps between 2 people, or between a person and an animal of some kind, or one graph represents a single person and the other graph represents a crowd of 2 or more. Amazing perspective, huh? Totally cool. Anyone with thoughts for the existence or the non-existence of a creator God? I pose this question to ponder. Did I discover some type of tool of the creator now? A tool the creator monitors all life forms in the universe with. Monitoring is the word now if you want to put your psychologist cap on and psychoanalyze the creator a little bit, you know? What do you think? You know, the thought just came to me just now. Imagine a future computer system, um, probably an electronics-based computer system will be devised first, but eventually an ideal biological system is wanted. A future person or group of people write the most fascinating research paper of papers, detailing to the world the systems and methods inside a collection of neurons that give rise to that thing in the back of our eyes. And then, most definitely, other papers will be written perfecting this initial discovery of the secrets of cognition, eventually, and causing us humans to create a brand new life form with cognition and volition. As these future people learn what works and what doesn't work to function a state of cognition into existence, well, probably at first this new life form will have a cognition similar to what a praying mantis, a puppy, or a kitten utilizes to maintain homeostasis. And to imagine, created with human mind and hand. Wow. I mean, what is the creator monitoring?
The very first brand new form of life on this good earth will possess a capacity for cognition and volition less robust compared to our own human cognition. But cognitive it is, and it's a total and completely new species of life on this earth. And so the people of the future, and I suppose, oh my God, I'm including people like us today when I say we are, and they will be like God. We will have created life too, in a different way, but just like God did by creating DNA molecules and then sprinkling them inside the universe. Holy catfish. I'm done. I'm done here. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to go think about things for a while.